English Unlocked podcast. Hello, and welcome back to English Unlocked. My name is Daniel, and I'm really glad you are here with me today. This podcast is made for people who want to learn English calmly, slowly, and without pressure. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to hurry. You just need to listen. Today's lesson is called Speak English Confidently. Confidence is something many English learners want, but confidence is also something many learners feel they don't have. You may understand English when you listen. You may read English texts, but when it is time to speak, something changes. Your mind becomes busy. Your body feels tense. Your words disappear. This is very common. Fear appears not because your English is bad, but because you are afraid of making mistakes. In this lesson, we will change how you think about speaking. We will not focus on grammar rules. We will not focus on difficult vocabulary. We will focus on comfort. Comfort creates confidence. I will speak slowly. I will use simple sentences. You can listen while sitting, walking, or resting. You do not need to repeat aloud, unless you want to. You do not need to understand every word. Listening is enough. When you listen to slow English, your brain relaxes. When your brain relaxes, learning happens naturally. This lesson is designed for beginners and A1, A2 learners, but it is also helpful for anyone who feels nervous when speaking English. We will talk about a fear of speaking, a making mistakes, a using simple English, a speaking slowly and clearly. All of these are part of confident communication. Remember one important thing. White right pointing backhand index confidence is not about speaking perfectly. White right pointing backhand index confidence is about speaking anyway. You are allowed to pause. You are allowed to think. You are allowed to speak slowly. English does not need to be fast to be good. So take a slow breath. Relax your shoulders. Let your body feel calm. This is a safe space to listen and learn. This is English Unlocked. And this is Speak English Confidently. Speaking English often feels difficult at the beginning, not because English is hard, but because speaking feels personal. When you speak, people hear your voice. They hear your accent. They hear your mistakes. And this can feel uncomfortable. Many learners think confidence comes later, after more grammar, after more vocabulary, after many lessons. But confidence does not come at the end. Confidence starts at the beginning. It starts when you allow yourself to speak. Let's talk about a very important idea. White right pointing backhand index, you do not need perfect English to speak confidently. You need permission. Permission to try. Permission to sound simple. Permission to be a learner. Most real conversations are simple. People do not speak in long, perfect sentences. They speak in short ideas. For example, I'm learning English. I speak a little English. I'm not very good yet. These sentences are honest, and honesty sounds confident. Confidence is not about sounding smart. Confidence is about sounding real. Another important part of confidence is speed. Many learners try to speak too fast. They want to sound like native speakers. But speed creates stress. Slow speech creates control. When you speak slowly, you give yourself time. Time to think. Time to breathe. Time to choose words. Speaking slowly is not a weakness. It is a strength. Even native speakers slow down when they want to be clear. You can say, "Let me think." One moment, please. I need a second. These phrases are normal. They give you space. Confidence grows when you stop fighting silence. Silence is not the enemy. Silence is part of communication. Imagine a simple situation. You meet someone new. You do not need a long introduction. You can say, "Hi, my name is Daniel. I'm learning English." That is enough. A conversation does not need to be perfect. It just needs to begin. And every time you begin, confidence grows a little more. In the next part, we will talk about fear, why fear appears when you speak English, and how to make it smaller, step by step. For now, remember this. You are allowed to speak. You are allowed to pause. You are allowed to learn slowly. This is how confidence begins. Fear is a very common feeling when speaking English. Almost every learner feels it. Fear does not mean you are bad at English. Fear means you care. When you speak English, your mind wants to protect you. It says, "What if I make a mistake? What if I sound stupid? What if people don't understand me?" These thoughts appear very quickly. But fear is not a signal to stop. Fear is a signal to slow down. Instead of fighting fear, we can understand it. Fear often comes from expectations. You expect yourself to speak perfectly. You expect yourself to sound fluent. You expect yourself to know the right word every time. These expectations create pressure, and pressure makes speaking harder. Let's change the expectation. Instead of thinking, "I must speak correctly," try thinking, "I want to be understood." Understanding is the goal of communication, not perfection. Many conversations in real life are not perfect. People repeat themselves. They stop. They change words. This is normal. When fear appears, your body reacts. Your heart beats faster. Your voice feels tight. Your mind feels empty. This is a stress response. The best way to calm it is breathing. Before you speak, take a slow breath. In through your nose, out through your mouth. This simple action tells your body, "I am safe." Another helpful tool is simple language. Simple language gives confidence. Instead of long sentences, use short ones. Instead of explaining everything, explain one thing. For example, "I'm nervous." "I need a moment." "I'm learning." These sentences are clear and honest. Honesty builds trust. People respond better to honesty than to perfect grammar. Also remember, most people are kind. Most people are patient. They do not judge your English as much as you think. Often, they admire you for trying. Every time you speak, fear becomes a little smaller. Not immediately, but slowly. Confidence grows with repetition. In the next part, we will talk about mistakes, why mistakes are not a problem, and how they actually help you speak better. For now, remember this. Fear is not a wall. Fear is a door, and you are learning how to open it. Mistakes are one of the biggest fears for English learners. Many people think mistakes are bad. They think mistakes mean failure. But this idea is wrong. Mistakes are not the enemy of learning. Mistakes are part of learning. In fact, mistakes are necessary. When you make a mistake, your brain notices it. It compares what you said with what you hear. This comparison helps you learn. If you never make mistakes, you are not learning anything new. Think about how children learn to speak. They make many mistakes. They say words wrong. They use grammar incorrectly. But they keep speaking. And slowly, their language improves. As adults, we forget this process. We want to be correct immediately. We want to sound fluent too fast. This creates pressure. Pressure makes mistakes feel dangerous. But mistakes are not dangerous. Let's look at a simple example. You want to say, I am tired. But you say, I tired. People still understand you. The message is clear. Communication is successful. Perfect grammar is not required for understanding. Another example. You say, I go yesterday. Instead of, I went yesterday. Again, people understand. The meaning is there. This is important. Confidence comes from knowing that being understood is enough. You do not need to speak like a textbook. You need to speak like a human. When someone corrects you, it is not an attack. It is information. You can listen. You can notice. You can learn. Or you can ignore it and continue speaking. Both are okay. What matters is that you do not stop. Every mistake you make today prevents a bigger mistake tomorrow. This is progress. Another important point. Most people forget your mistakes very quickly. They remember the conversation. They remember the idea. They remember the feeling, not the grammar. So when you speak English, focus on meaning. Focus on connection. Say what you want to say, even if it feels simple, even if it feels imperfect. Mistakes do not make you weak. They make you brave, because you are trying. In the next part, we will talk about practice. How to practice speaking English in daily life, without stress and without special preparation. For now, remember this. Mistakes are signs of growth, and growth builds confidence. Confidence grows when English becomes part of your daily life. Not something special, not something stressful, just something normal. Many learners think they need special time to practice speaking. They think they need lessons, teachers, or perfect situations. But real practice happens in small moments. Daily life gives you many chances to speak English. You just need to notice them. You can start with speaking to yourself. This may feel strange at first, but it is very helpful. You can say simple sentences during the day. When you wake up, you can say, Good morning. Today is a new day. When you feel tired, you can say, I'm tired. I need a break. When you are busy, you can say, I'm working now. I'll do it later. These sentences are short, but they build habit. Speaking out loud helps your brain connect words with sound. This connection is important. Another way to practice is thinking in English. When you walk outside, look around. Name what you see. Street. People. Cars. Cold weather. You don't need full sentences. Single words are enough. Over time, words become phrases. Phrases become sentences. You can also practice in real conversations. Start small. Say hello. Say thank you. Say have a nice day. These phrases are safe. They are polite. They are easy. Every time you use them, confidence grows. Remember, you do not need to speak a lot. You need to speak regularly. One sentence a day is enough. Another important part of practice is acceptance. Some days you will feel confident. Some days you will feel shy. Both days are normal. Do not wait for perfect confidence. Confidence comes from action. Speaking is not the result of confidence. Speaking is the source of confidence. Each small step matters. In the next and final part, we will bring everything together. We will talk about mindset, patience, and long-term growth. For now, remember this. English does not belong only to classrooms. English belongs to your life, and you are already using it. As we come to the end of today's lesson, take a moment to pause. There is nothing you need to do right now. Nothing you need to repeat. Nothing you need to remember perfectly. Just listen. Today, we talked about confidence. Not the kind of confidence that comes from perfection, but the kind that grows slowly, step by step. You learned that confidence does not appear suddenly. It is built. It is built when you allow yourself to speak, when you allow yourself to make mistakes, when you allow yourself to sound simple. Speaking English confidently does not mean speaking fast. It does not mean using difficult words. It means speaking calmly. It means speaking clearly. It means speaking even when you feel unsure. Confidence grows every time you try. You may not feel it immediately. That is normal. Learning is often quiet. Progress is often invisible. But something is happening. Each time you listen to English, your ears learn. Each time you speak a sentence, your brain learns. Each time you do not stop yourself, confidence grows. You do not need to compare yourself to others. Everyone learns at a different pace. Your pace is right for you. Some days will feel easy. Some days will feel difficult. Both days are part of the journey. If you feel nervous tomorrow, that does not mean you failed. It means you are learning something new. If you make a mistake, that does not mean you are bad at English. It means you are brave enough to try. Confidence is not the absence of fear. Confidence is speaking with fear. And you are already doing that. At English Unlocked, we believe that English should feel supportive, not stressful, not judgmental. This podcast is a place where you can learn slowly, where you can listen again and again, where you can grow without pressure. You are not late. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Thank you for choosing calm learning. This was Speak English Confidently. Slow English for Beginners. From English Unlocked. I'll be here in the next lesson. Until then, take care of yourself. Speak when you can. Listen when you need. And remember, you are allowed to speak.